Should you pull for Kuja's FR? So his role is going to be deadweight. His role is going to be a support slash party enchanter. His notable attacks are Ring Holy. His skill 1 is going to be a whopping 3 HP dumps with 50% to 80% splash. Ultima, his skill 2 is going to be 2 AoE HP dumps, and if you're using the plus version, it's going to trigger twice, so you're going to be hitting for 4 AoE HP dumps. Symphonic Force, his EX is going to be 4 AoE HP dumps. That's it. His Seraphic Star, his LD is going to be 7 AoE HP dumps. It grants Terra's Crystal for 12 turns, and it has auras, but its main caveat is its Party Holy Enchant. It inflicts Melody of Life for 6 turns, which it's essentially a silver-framed Holy Resist down. And it also recovers his skill uses by 1, so you can use them another time. I want to mention briefly his C65. His C65 is Ability Recovery Attack Up, which it's self-explanatory. It recovers his skill uses by 1. Flare Star, his BT effect, I want to talk about it briefly. It is 6 turns, and it essentially is Party Holy Enchant. You're starting to get what kind of unit he is now. Let's look at his force conditions. His force conditions are 20% plus when using a holy ability, 30% when dealing AoE brave damage, so basically when you're doing a widespread attack, and then another 30% when Kuja's the one doing AoE brave damage. Let's get to his pros. His pros are he's got some cool animations. I don't know if you're looking right here in the showcase. I'm not going to tell you who this video is made by. He's got some cool animations. If you're looking at this FR, freaking Laguna and Kuja freaking having a ball, just murdering the enemy right now. I could low-key feel bad for these squids. Yeah. He got the transformation in the BT effect, but his animations just overall are really cool. On top of that, his attack names are really nice. They have really nice names. They're a bit hard to say for me, but just looking at them, they're very nice to look. They're very nice names. I think they're very creatively named. And then third off, he actually has a very strong LD. His LD does 7 AoE HP dumps. Granted, there's no follow-up attack after that, but just from pure damage alone, his LD is like one of the strongest in the game, in my opinion, I think. Yeah. And on top of that, as a support unit, he has some good auras. You know, if you want him to be your sole support unit, and you don't necessarily need him to be the one dealing damage, I think he can work. I think he can work. On top of that, he has a lot of accessibility to party enchant. So if you don't have someone like Minwoo, or you don't have Ash's LD call built, or you don't use Ash, Kuja can give you some decent holy party enchant, and he can also give. He also gives really good, consistent elemental debuffs on the enemy, and plus, since they're silver framed, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to clean it. All right, let's get to his cons, which everyone's waiting for. His LD can't be spammed. We're not in the Lufenia Plus era where you just spam LDs with all 3 of your units and expect to win every single time. It's not that type of era anymore. Shinryu, you're gonna have to play a little bit smarter than when you usually do. And given that Kuja's only real avenue for good damage is an LD, which only has, I believe, 4 uses out of it, it's not the best in my opinion. It's not the best. If you're looking, you want to pull for Kuja and you're thinking you're going to be doing freaking Jack Garland levels of damage, it's not going to happen. All right. Second off, his utility kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. As a support unit, I didn't even know he was a support unit, just judging off his kit. I was just thinking, oh, he's just a good 3rd unit to just tack onto your team. No, he's a support unit. So, like, in that route, he doesn't really provide a lot. Like, the best he's gonna give you is a good elemental imperil on the enemy, which is silver framed again. But the only other good thing that he gives is party enchant, which by itself is very accessible to him, and there's a lot of ways for him to be able to party enchant. So that in of itself is not a problem. That of itself is good. But overall, there's not a lot of uniqueness to him. Apart from the names and apart from the animations, there's really nothing unique about his kit. He's not going to be doing much for you. He's not going to be breaking the game, especially like what Luna Freya does, what Penela does. He doesn't even charge. He can't even do that for you. The reason why he's a villain in Final Fantasy is not because he's a bad guy in Final Fantasy IX, but because his kit actually hurts your brain. That's why he's the villain, because it takes a mental toll on you trying to use this guy. I imagine they gave him extra budget in his kit, in his animations, because they know these moves are trash. They know these moves are absolute dookie water, and they figured, hey, we need to give him something at least. And the fourth con being, Kuja is just, his skills are mid. I mean, yeah, great. His C65, his LD, they help recover his skills. Great. So you have even more opportunity to use these mid skills. Like, again, his skill 2 can trigger twice, but it's only 2 AoE HP dumps. It's not like it's 4 to where if it triggers twice, you hit for 8 HP dumps. When it triggers twice, the best you're gonna get is a somewhat standard level of a skill. That's not, I don't think that makes him up to par with a lot of units, especially the top tier units, who deal much more damage than that, and they don't even have to trigger twice. I really don't know what they were thinking, not giving him a stronger rework with that. Like, you couldn't just add an extra HP dump? If they added an extra HP dump and it was 3 HP dumps and it triggered twice, then we could have been talking a little bit. We could have had a little bit more of a discussion on whether he was going to be good or not. But 4? Come on, buddy. Next up, his FR is just mid. His FR is not good. Yeah, you're going to be getting a nice 80% when Kuja does AoE brave damage. And it's nice. It's nice, especially when you're getting to a BT phase. It's nice that you can get a consistent 80% on all of your turns. Here's the problem, though, with that. His damage overall is still bad. Even in a burst phase, you can only do your LD once, which is his by far strongest and most relevant attack out of his entire kit. But even in a burst phase, he's still not going to be doing that much damage. And second off, why would you even want to do a burst phase? His BT effect is mid. It's not even that good. It party enchants. That's basically it. Listen, even Ash is better as an overall unit than Kuja. She is much better. And I've several times called a lot of her kit mid as well. But at least she gives a lot more utility to the party. Kuja just gives party enchant, and that's essentially it. So, I'm not gonna lie. The dude's kit is straight up dookie. Okay? And I try to give people the benefit. I try to give characters the benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe there's something good with this character. Maybe there's something good with this character. There is very little good with Kuja's kit. And even with those good parts of his kit, there are other units who do it better. Way better than he does. So unless you're some sort of Final Fantasy IX stan, got all the plushies, got your Vivi, got your Beatrix, you got your Kuja plushies in your room, you got freaking 15 posters on your wall, you sleep with a Steiner body pillow. Unless you're a ride or die for Final Fantasy IX or Kuja like that, don't use them. There are just so many better units. And plus FR Echo is just right around the corner. And Garnet is coming back. Just use Garnet. There's no need to use Kuja. My should you pull rating for Kuja is going to be a very generous C+. If I was a little bit more biased in my rating, I would have given it like a D. But I have to be nice somewhat. So it's gonna be a C+. Yeah, that's it.